Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Cyrus Davis, and today I have some post-edition gameplay for you. So I've been doing a lot of deck profiles lately. These are actually two decks I have not done deck profiles on. However, I do have a article that went up on Schemanske's Corner on my Dragapult Gholdengo list, and I have a Metafy class coming out soon in collaboration with the Shuffle Squad on this Raging Bolt deck. So I'm going to get to see them both in action here. My friend Sky's playing Dragapult Gholdengo on the left, and I am playing Raging Bolt on the right. I got to go first here. I got 5 mulligans this game, so we're off to a pretty strong start. Could not ask for much more than that. Going for a couple vessels, get some energy in the discard pile for Sadas. And then I think I have like lots of access to basically whatever energy I want right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the lightning on the Rotom, since that is the least useful energy in the deck. And then go ahead and use Rotom, grab my Hootoots, grab my Noctowl. Not going to miss any 2 prizers this turn, because I would ideally like to take my first goal of prize cards with Rotom without putting a 2 prizer into play if I can. I don't know if I had an Area 0 off of those 5 cards drawn, but if I don't, there is still a way to find one next turn. So guy in the hand is going to get double Poffin here right off the go. Gets a couple Gimme Ghouls and a couple Dreepies. So off to a strong start herself. Arven's for Evo and Ultra Ball. I know that the Energy Surge Pro was prized, I believe, all 3 games of this set. But definitely this game, for sure. And I think this game, she may have prized both Vessel and E-Surge Pro. So there was no option for her to go for like a Metal Energy here, having to go ahead and use Evo with the Grass. Gets her Dracloaks out though, so still off to a good start. And then we'll see here, I don't think I have the Area 0 in hand, so I'm not going to be able to go for that single prize board option. It looks like I'm just sort of considering how to play my hand out here. I'm going to go for the Ultra Ball, discarding Pokemon Catcher and Pokegear for the Teal Mask. So yeah, it looks like I don't have the Area 0, so I have to, I think I was debating, like I could Pokegear to try to hit Iono, and then Iono into Area 0, but it just felt like too risky for what it is. You know, like I would love to take my first knockout with a single prize board, but I just didn't think it was a very valuable option here. I'd rather just like at least start attacking, and especially because she didn't grab like E-Search Pro or Vessel off the first search, I'm like, okay, maybe there's a chance that like you don't have the energy access to take a response knockout here, because she is going to need a way to get my Rotom out of the active as well. Like, even though I don't have a single prize board, she still has to find, like, boss or counter catcher. And then also needs to find the energy to actually take the knockout. So, just going to go ahead and set up a strong board. I do bench a 3rd Raging Bolt here, just in case one gets knocked out and I get Iono'd. If I get, like, Iono counter catchered, then I'm going to want to make sure that I have 2 Sada targets for next turn. So, I just go ahead and bench that 3rd Bolt preemptively. Still have a Hoothoot open, have a Teal Mask down. My board is, like, really, really well set up now. Even if she finds like counter catcher Iono knockout now, I like don't even need to find a Sada next turn. I can just find fighting and have enough energy on board to take knockout still. On her side, she evolves into a couple Gholdengos, uses Fez, uses some coin bonuses, Ultra Ball away a couple of energy because she can just spear them back anyways, presumably. We'll see. I mean, I think if I recall, she was having trouble finding the Metal Energy here, so I'm not sure if she even finds a knockout here. No, so just attaches the fire to the Dracloak. I think she attached the fire to the Dracloak. I can't really see it now, but it looked like she attached it. And if I just recall from the way the game went. Oh, yeah, she's spreading it out now. There we go. So I start with the Teal Dance on my end. And then I just boss the Dracloak. I'm at 5 prize cards, so I need to even out my prize trade anyways, eventually, so I might as well sort of target down her draw here, as well as target down the Dragapult option, which could offer problems later. I also had the Pal Pad that I wanted to use anyways, and I only had 1 Sada in the discard pile, So I was able to just power pad that boss orders right back in it. Dragapult felt like the strongest option for her to actually like come back in this game, so I just wanted to take that away. It also allows me to keep as much energy on my board as possible by knocking out a single prize Pokemon. I do take the energy off the active, just assuming that there's a pretty high chance of getting knocked out here. She gets some energy, metal onto the Gholdengo. Like, she could target down my one Hoot here, and I know I'm just gonna have to knock it anyways, so it doesn't, just not really, that's kind of a nice thing about Bolt, is like, once you use the first Noctowl to get some energy on the board, and then they don't really want to target down your Hoot, because as long as you just are sustaining energy on board, the Hoot, you don't need the Hoot. You only really need to go for another Noctowl if they do knock out. If she were to like knock out my Raging Bolt here, then I might want to use Noctowl to find some more pieces, but if she can get like Counter Catcher or Boss onto the bench Raging Bolt with the Fighting Lightning, that could put her in a pretty decent spot here. If I don't find Sada, or at least forces me to find Sada next turn and presumably the turn after as well. But just gonna take knockout in the active here. Does not have the Gust, so I just bench a third Raging Bolt for the same reason. Again, I just want to have two Ancient targets in play after an Iono plus knockout. Not something you need to do in every matchup, but is something I like to do in this matchup. In this specific situation, Deal Dance again, attach for turns, just have a ton of energy on board here. Just seeing if there's anything I can do to set my board up even stronger into whatever she might do next turn to try to stay in the game. So I discard both energy off the Raging Bolt, one off the Teal, one off the Rotom. And then Sky does this time find the Counter Catcher on the Bolt with 2 energy and is able to combo with an Iono. So she just needs to find, it's like superior plus energy here. And then she can knock out this Raging Bolt and force me to find Sada. Well, Sada or Lightning. Even just a regular Lightning will do still here, right? Because I do still have 3 energy on board. Boss would also... Or no, Boss would not. I need Lightning either way. I need Lightning or Sada. Retrieval would work. Night Charger would work. But here's the knockout. And then I draw, and I did get the Sada. And I am able to take game 1 there. So pretty quick game 1. I mean, Sky missed the... I had to bench some 2 prizers on my... So I couldn't go for the single prize route, but Sky did end up missing the Counter Catcher knockout on 2 prizer anyways. So I was able to... Or any knockout at all, just because she missed the medal with the Energy Surge Pro and the Earthen Vessel both prized. And then I was able to just go down to 4 prizes from there, and then just... As long as I take a knockout every turn after that, there's not really any way for her to come back. So Sky does opt to go second tier, and I don't really have much. I just Raging Bolt, attach, pass. Sky's going to go ahead and get some gimme goals down. Good place to start, certainly. So the gimme goal was from the open, and then Buddy Boffin grabs another and a Troopy. And let's see if she has the... Just attach pass, and then I just attach pass right back. The Psychic comes onto the Munkidori. See if she can find... Okay, it does play an Iono, so we both get a hand refresh. See if you can find the Evo here, would obviously be nice. You don't really want to Evo into a Gholdengo, because then I have something I can take 2 prize cards on. We at least get like a Drac Lookout for some extra draw. And yeah, it looks like I have a much better hand now. I have Nest Ball, get that Teal Mask out. Have a Vessel. Looks like a Vessel with a Nest Ball. Grab. I up the Grass first, and then I decided to take the Lightning. Because I am ideally going for like a Rotom attack on something this turn. I Ultra Ball away the 2 energy, get the Bolt. I don't think I have the Sada yet, but I have the Noctowl. And we're just eyeing up the Sada, and then maybe a Nest Ball. Looks like I'm eyeing up. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for the Nest Ball. I think with whatever the last card in my hand was there, I especially wanted to keep. I almost accidentally Teal Dance twice there. Bench Latias. Looks like I decided to go for the Nest Ball instead here. Yeah, okay. I think we're just grabbing another Teal Mask. I decided I did want a Teal Mask a second time, so I will just go for another one. Okay, so I do end up just passing it over after that. I don't want to. It's not worth it to me to go for an attack when it's with a 2 prizer anyways, because Sky will just easily win the prize trade at that point. Honestly, like if I take the first prize and then Sky goes down to 4 right after with the Gholdengo knockout, there's like really. It's very, very hard for me to ever come back from that position, honestly. It's not realistic. I would need to like. I need a Togekiss has at some point. And this list doesn't play Togekiss, so. Blue Sky attaches the fighting to the active, goes for the Iono, and I think we're debating the Mind Bend play here. Is he from Mind Bend or just like retreat, minor errand running? Just goes for the Mind Bend to set up for potential Phantom Dive play later. Okay, I'm eyeing up going for a catcher here. I wanna that Munkidori has 2 energy kind of stuck on it. That cannot be recovered with Superior or searched out of the deck with like Energy Search Pro. So I kind of just want to leave those there, and maybe try to Pokemon catcher that Gimmighoul with the metal on it to make it as hard as possible for it to take the knockout. Looks like I go for the Dreepy instead, which also makes sense here. Just get rid of the Pokemon with the rescue board. I should not have actually played the catcher here though. I should have waited until I knew for sure that I was getting a knockout, because it's not like I was going to discard anything. There was really no reason for me to play the Pokemon catcher until I knew for sure that I was going to take a knockout on something, and I did not yet at this point. So that was definitely a mistake from me here. Bringing up the Dreepy does still prevent her from retreating the Munkidori, the fighting off the Munkidori to get the energy and discard pile for superior energy retrieval, so that is one pro. But if I was going to Pokemon catcher heads here and not take a knockout, I should have just brought up one of the Gimmighoul's with that energy. We'll go for the attached retreat into the other Noctowl, just so that I can Sada and draw a couple cards. Play the Area 0. I bench Fez and Rotom and then pass. Just wanted to get those on the board. The Ultra Ball comes down and discards a couple of energy. Looks like just grabbing another Dreepy. Okay. Maybe already has the Dragcloak. Oh, just going for the Evo into double Dragcloak, which also makes sense. Very much a cat and mouse game of we're both trying to look for a way to take 2 prize cards at once. We do not want to be taking only a single prize knockout. Eventually you kind of have to go for it, but yeah, I end up just passing. I don't have a way to get this knocked out of the active easily. You see 2 recons. And we'll see if Sky finally has a knockout here. Looks like the Psychic Energy is going in the Dragcloak, but I don't think there's a Crispin play here. But Crisp, if she does have Crispin Dragapult, she can go for Phantom Dive for 2 prizes here. Okay, discards the Psychic off the retreat, And then use minor errand running, go for Metal Fire. Then I retreat to Rotom, play Sada, and it'll just take the first knockout on a single prizer. I do Palpad, Sada, and Iono back in for later. Now, Sky can play around the Rotom being a single prize attacker now by going for the Phantom Dive on the Noctowl. So she doesn't need to hit Counter Catcher. She can just Phantom Dive here. Use some Dracloaks. And then there's the Fire off the Recon. Believe she has the Dragapult here. We will see. Because Phantom Dive play realistically puts her in, like, Counter Catcher would also put her in, like, a almost always winning position. Phantom Dive, just another option for her, thanks to that Mind Bend play. Can go ahead and just take the 2 prize knockout this way without needing to use the Counter Catcher. And from here, it's really unrealistic for me to ever come back, like I was talking about earlier. If she takes the first 2 prize cards, there's just not a lot going on for me. Because right now, I am at 5 prizes. Update that. She is at 4 prizes. And even if I take 2 prize cards this turn, go down to 3, she'll take 2 more, go down to 2, I'll take 2 more, go down to 1, and then she'll take 2 more and go down to 0. So without something like, you know, Dusknoir or Togekiss, there's no way for me to, like, swap that prize trade into my favor. Both of us are, like, very likely to hit the knockout every single turn, just the way the decks are built. And so at this stage, I'm just hoping for a miracle that she misses a Spear at some point. I'm going to try to time these Iono and try to go for like a well-timed Iono. I did Palpad that Iono back into the deck earlier for a reason. But here I just set my board up further and take the knockout. And I am in a position now where I don't need to Sada next turn. I can't afford to go for the Iono. I have enough energy on board that I can just like attach return to a Raging Bolt and Iono. So that is going to be my best chance. She's going to go down to 2 prize cards this turn, assuming she gets the knockout. And then I will Iono her to 2 and take the return knockout. And yeah, here's the knockout. So she goes down to 2 prizes. And I start with the retrieval, get some grass, use some teal dances. I vessel away the area zeros to go ahead and check my deck. I just want to thin as much as possible here. Nest Ball out the Rotom. And it looks like I think I missed the Iono here. Or no, okay, instead of going for the Iono, I think her hand was already pretty small, so I Pokemon Catcher the Fez, and then set up with the Sada my Slitherwing, take the knock on the Fez, so I got on a 1 and now have a 1 prize active, so this forces her to find Gust this turn. I think I was still holding out to try to go for an Iono play, but I didn't have it in hand anyways. And then she had the Counter Catcher on the Superior, so she's able to just go ahead and knock out one of the Pokemon that she put 10 damage on with Phantom Dive earlier. Alright, so we're going into game 3 here. Let me try to skip to the setup. Alright, here we are. So she opened Dreepy, I opened TMS. She's going to go first this game, it looks like. Go ahead and pop ins for double gimme goal. I did open TMS, which means I will not be able to keep my 2 prizes off the board. I don't think it's pretty difficult to get like a Rotom Area 0 play early with this deck anyways, so it's not like something that I was particularly Upset to not hit. I figured I was probably not going to be able to set up a one prize board against her. But just worth noting that that is not possible now because of a Teal Mask start. But I just go for Teal Dance. I Vessel for fighting grass, Teal Dance, attach for turn to the Bolt, and pass. Didn't have much else. So if she gets a knockout this turn, I'm already in like really hot water. We see some coin bonuses. Like I said, I think her Energy Surge Pro was prized all 3 games, so we are probably still safe from a knockout here. But she can still Vessel to get the medal. Looks like she's going to play Switch, so yeah, she definitely didn't hit the knockout. Just going to go ahead and switch into the Gimme Ghoul and go for a minor air running. Keep a 2 prize right at the active spot. I Teal Dance. Let's see just about my hand. I have the Pokemon Catcher. I do get Tails, though. I think I had, if I recall correctly, I had a knockout on a Gholdengo with Nest Ball for Latias if that Pokemon Catcher had heads, but I still wouldn't have had a great setup. I still would have had no energy on board and just Teal Mask and Raging Bolt in play. My hand was pretty bad, but I did have just enough resources to get the knockout if that was a heads. Instead, I just go for the Rotom, so I can at least take a single prize on the Gimme Ghoul here. And then she goes ahead and responds to coin bonus. Fez for 3. Use the other coin bonus. Looking for, ideally, counter catcher knockout here, right? We'll see. Nest Ball for another Gimme Ghoul. If she doesn't get the knockout on a 2 prizer here, we could still be in the game. We just need to have like a Sada, something decent for next turn. I don't think I have a great hand right now. Okay, she does have a counter catcher and 5 energy. Goes ahead and brings up a Teal Mask to limit my draw. I do have the Nest Ball, so I go ahead and just grab the Fez right away. And ideally here, I would like to like boss another and take another prize with Rotom to force her to gust around it again, because then we'd be at 4-4. And so if she doesn't find the gust around it, I can take the prize lead again. Okay, nice Stretcher for the Teal Dance. Don't think that I find the boss here. I do have a Bolt, but I don't really have good Sada targets. Okay, I have the Ultra Ball. I'm not sure what I'm grabbing off this. Looks like Teal Mask. Oh, I think I have a way to get that grass. Okay, I had another grass in hand here. I draw one with Teal Dance. I do have a Sada in hand. So I just decide to retreat and Sada those 2 energy from discard pile into the hand. And then attach return to the Bolt. And then I just take the knockout. So yeah, I could have been in an okay spot there if I was able to force her to find boss by taking another knockout with Rotom, but I just did not find my own boss, so I would need to find my boss to force her to find her boss. Not too late though. I could still go for like a single prize knockout later in the game. But that probably would have been the least likely time for her to find the response, because we're so early game. Oh, she does have Fez double Dango, so. Arvin's for Evo Night Stretcher. Night Stretchers for the fighting energy. And Superiors for the other 4. Knock out the Bolt. I bench Hoot and Latias. Go ahead and use my Teal Masks. Catcher, heads. Looks like you're in the Fez. I think I'm going for... Yeah, so I don't like this, actually. I think I should have gone for... I definitely could have gone for the Rotom knockout here. Obviously, then she'd have the Fez online, so her odds of finding what she needs are higher statistically, but I think if I had gone for the Rotom knockout and the Dreepy, at least I forced her to find boss. She does have 2 boss left, so maybe not the best odds if she has Fez plus Gholdengo plus Dracapult. Maybe, you know what, maybe I was right, actually. Killing the Fez does seem like it might have just been better here. But I do feel like Rotoming the Dreepy and forcing her to find boss also would be good. Looks like, yeah, and she has the Superior plus the Energy. I think she did have the boss as well there, so wouldn't be able to find the game there anyways. But yeah, so Gholdengo going to take the set 2-1. I think it's honestly a fairly close matchup, but I think that Gholdengo is like pretty favored. It just depends on like if Bolt can hit the early game like Area 0 plus Rotom play before the Gholdengo player gets an attack off, then I think that like Bolt can win. But generally speaking, I think Gholdengo is pretty favored. There are lines for Bolt to win. I think they're like Bolt is pretty well equipped to like win any game where the opponent like stumbles for a couple turns right now, which is nice for Bolt, but it does mean that if the opponent draws well, a lot of times you just cannot win. But that is why I play some different cards in the list for my masterclass. Go check that out. It is going to be up on the 1st. And if you're interested in the Gholdengo build, my article that is already on Schemanske Corner, I'll put links to both of those in the description below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.